Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 19th motherfucking hole, baby. This is episode 6, 7, 8, 4. I don't know, dude. But the boys are absolutely buzzing tonight. We got a lot of golf to talk about, brother. From our
Lot of
own
golf.
golf, the PGA Championship just ended. Electric finish. Shocked but not shocked on the outcome. There's a lot of cool things happening in the amateur scene with college playoffs coming in. I got my chance to play against some of those college guys last week in a cool little event. Not the dudes that are uh, in regionals and going on to the NCAAs and everything like that, but
Right.
D1 golfers nonetheless. Drama. I mean, once again, dude, there's live golf PGA drama. There's equipment drama, conforming clubs, and so on and so on, dude. But it's been like what, 2 weeks? I
Two
mean,
weeks.
what's been new with you, dude? I mean, shut up. Hey guys, this is my co-host, Mr. 63. If you didn't already know,
If
the
you
guy's
didn't
an
already.
absolute stick. He's Mr. 63 until he breaks it. I'm impressed. I know he wants to get that 59 number one day, and I hope he does because I'll
Wouldn't that
know
be wild?
probably because I'll see his ball change, the number on his ball change first.
Wouldn't that be
But
wild?
that would be pretty sick. Um, what's been
If
new, dude? I
you
know you got some new equipment in the bag right now.
so I got a new driver. Let's see. I got QI
Two new
35
drivers.
driver. Mini driver, yeah. I go QI 35, cut it down to 44 inches. Love it. It like swing weights at like C4. I
So
love it.
light.
It's so light.
Do
It's
you?
great. Yes, I
Why
hit
do
it
you like
so
that?
good. I don't know why. I just hit it well.
Do you feel like the weight's like it's just a light club, or do you feel like you just don't really feel the head anymore and you can just kind of lash at it?
I mean, I still kind of like feel the head, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the shortness. I've used a short driver for God knows how long, so
Hmm.
it just feels so much better. I feel like I can catch it out of the center a lot more. I know if I want to turn it, however I want to turn it, I can do it. So it makes it a little bit easier
And
on
is
me.
this with the QI 35 or is this with the
Correct.
R7?
QI 35. R7, I just left it stock, have a stock extra stiff shaft in it, and that thing is perfect. There's
Let's talk shop real
nothing
quick
I would
because
change.
before we dive into all the fun stuff that we have planned today, and obviously our new tier list segment as well as our fun fact and so on. First and foremost, cheers, brother. Happy 19th hole.
Cheers,
I
sir.
am sipping on I'm sipping on
A
a
true
Tito's
feel?
and Perrier with a little bit of lime.
Love it. I'm
Not the
che-
greatest. It's gonna do the trick
I'm
though.
cheersing on a silver bullet.
It'll always hit. But so let's
They're
talk
good.
shop, dude. Like I know for a fact you're not the kind of person that like is searching for a magic wand. Um, you take a lot of responsibility for mishits and you don't blame equipment for it. Um, but I know that you're testing a lot of stuff out right now. This is what, like fourth driver, maybe in 3 months, technically. You went with your Titleist, you went to the LA, now you're, mini, and then you went to the QI
Callaway,
35.
LA, Mini, and QI 35. Yeah. Four
So, I mean,
drivers.
what are like a lot of AMs out there, they search for the magic wand. They want something that's gonna fix everything, right? There's only so much you can do with loft sleeves
Right.
and obviously once you kind of get the shaft in the right area, it's pretty incremental in how much more you can get out of it.
Right.
Um, what are you searching for here though? Like what's kind
I
of
guess I just search for. I guess honestly, what made me search honestly for a new driver because I used the mini driver as a 3 wood was the mini driver. It sets up like to the ground. It looks like it sets up shut to me and upright. So I have actually taken the QI 35. I've put it in the upright position. No, it hasn't changed any of the loft, but I just put it on the upright position, and it sits up and then it shuts the face when I just set it on the ground, which is how I
Mhm.
play the mini driver, and it's life changing. It's crazy how much
It
better
almost
that feels.
feels like in unison for the top part of the bag
I
there.
guess so. Yo, yeah,
And I know
definitely.
I
Distance
know in
wise,
your game you like when you're at a dress with everything, you like to be slightly closed
yes.
to path just so
because
much with
I
everything.
because I block things. That's my
Okay.
miss is or has been a block. Now it's honestly, I haven't hit a block in a while.
Everything's shut now, dude.
Dude, I love it. I'd
For those of
much
you that
rather it
don't
get on the
know,
ground.
and rolling,
Yeah, get on the ground.
yeah,
It can
and then
catch a tree. If I hit a fade, it can go
it's
over
gone.
everything.
And we'll dive into my my competitive round in a second. There's a couple balls that got a little right on me. But for those of you that don't know, upright setting on your loft sleeve, it'll be marked as like UPRT or whatever. Titleist has its own
Yeah.
weird variation of letters and
Yep.
numbers that puts it in. But upright basically means if you have a club that's sitting flat on the ground here, shaft's coming out this way, that it'll keep the shaft where it is. It'll move the toe 1 degree upright, which then tilts the axis of the club 1 degree, uh, basically facing left, which helps with taking away the like a slice. For instance, I always talk about if you vision like a 3D grid going straight across, and you hit a straight ball off the grid, it's going to go straight, obviously. Now, if you tilt that plane one way and you hit a straight ball, the plane, the way that it's tilted, that's the way the ball wants to fall. And so the upright position's then going to induce more left if you're on plane and neutral,
Right.
but ultimately it's for the type of person that's missing right. Take away the miss right.
And I think one of the biggest things that it does, so when you do take that club and it goes into an upright position, the club wants to fall shut.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as it gets on that, instead of sitting flat on the ground where the face doesn't want to open or close, if you go toe up, the face is going to want to shift this way. If you go this way, it's going to want to shift that way. So I think whenever I put that in the upright position, I just like to lay it on the ground, let it go where it wants to go, and it
Yeah,
typically shuts it a little bit, which just helps out a whole lot for me.
I like that, man. I mean that um, Ben Hogan has a good book about the 5 lessons of golf. I think is the name of the book, and he goes a little bit into his equipment. Now he went the reverse side. He was a very neutral to probably, if not even maybe a touch from the inside, but he wanted to take left out of the equation. So he bent all of his clubs super flat. There, if you
Right.
were to look at Ben Hogan's clubs, you have the shaft, and most shafts go straight down, and then you have a head. His shafts basically look like they curved. That's how much these toes were bent down,
That's wild.
and he got to absolutely lash at it. He hit nice low penetrating ball flights that would slightly fade. Back then, greens were incredibly slow, so the lower that you played the ball,
Right.
it took wind out of the
Yeah.
equation. If you could get your numbers down back then, which they did, they would flag any long game club right at something, and it's going to stop within
Right.
20 feet. So different brand of golf, but interesting to understand like what's happening. If a lot of people go buy clubs off the rack, like if you don't see the specs off of it and this club's not working, most of the time there's something that's out of whack with the loft and lie. And I will even go as deep into saying that a lot of amateurs get themselves in problems with fittings because if you're super over the top, a fitter immediately is going to throw you into upright clubs. Now,
Right.
what that's going to do is help out your swing right there. But like, it's going to be really hard to get, like, if you get lessons and start neutraling out, you're probably going to see this ball with a super upright club. Balls are going to be flinging left. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, that swing's not good. That doesn't feel good. The ball's not good. Well, it's like, hey, you got to understand equipment's a part of the variable, or it's a variable that's a part of the equation there on
Right.
ball flight. And so it's really hard if you have super upright band-aids all over your clubs like that to work on a neutral swing. So
Right.
if that makes sense or not, I don't know. Drop
Makes sense
comments
to
down if
me.
you guys have questions on that. We can dive deeper and deeper into it. This is something Scotty and I nerd out about and we talk
Yeah.
about all the time. It's a science and math behind it. It gets in the weeds, and I love talking about it. I
Love the
love helping
weeds.
people out, understanding that. Love me some weed, dude. Shout out to
Love the
Callie.
weeds.
Man, but dude, a lot of shit, dude. Like since we last talked, I obviously played in my first tourney and loved it, dude. I'm so glad I did it. Um,
Gives
I
you the
definitely
itch.
think, yeah, I think for myself, I mean, I talked to you beforehand. I didn't have the expectation to go in and win it. I don't know if that's the wrong thing to do. Like, I know there was really good people in the field, but after day one, it definitely let me know, I know I have the game to go like low and go into red numbers at that golf course. The conditions were playing a little tough, and I was proud of me turning in a +5, which had me somewhere around like top 20 after day one. My boy and I got a little away from our game plan and kind of let it spiral. And then by the end of on the back nine of the second round, I was pretty chalked, ready to just kind of get off the golf course. So just kind of getting through it. But shot a million on day two, which was pretty disappointed about, just knowing like day two was not the hard day, wind
Right.
wise and conditions wise. Like I had one tough break on hole one, hit a ball a little off the right on one, and there was uh, a gopher hole, and they had a local rule, burrowing animal hole, get a free relief, and so I did go to drop it. It hit something solid, pops into like what was like either an old embedded, like not a divot, but whatever you'd call like an embedded ball dent,
Right.
or something that literally just like had the ball in a cup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah, shit. So kind of hacked it out short. Came up a little short with my wedge. Pin was in the back left. Hit kind of an overly aggressive wedge that just rolled off the back. Had a putt at it. Missed it and tapped in for triple to start my day.
Hey,
And it's
somebody's got
not
to
the day,
start
not
off.
the not the way you want to start it. But like I said, dude, I'm pumped because I haven't really felt the importance of every single golf shot. I have a lot of respect for people who are doing competitive golf because playing it down for one, it's a different breed. Like
Different animal.
you don't realize like how many breaks you kind of give yourself through a round when you're bumping a little bit, being friendly with a drop here or there, and oh, it's a lost ball, just put one over there or whatever.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and hit another one, like whatever,
Right.
and I would say like my practice rounds I play pretty true, but it's not like I'm like, yeah, dude, if I'm gonna sit in that divot, I'm for sure pulling that
Right.
out when I'm
Right.
playing on my own. So, but that's part of it, dude. It was good though, good learning experience, dude. I definitely know, like I only kind of grinded for about 2 months prior.
Hmm.
Um, that's not a lot. Like,
No,
let's be honest.
it's a lot more than I
It's
did for
it was
mine.
a yeah. Well, you got a little bit more foundation than I do, but it's enough. It was enough to get like a base level of like, all right, I can bring this to the course and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm pumped, dude.
It's
I'm
funny.
ready to
We're
kind of go
both
all in for a
competing.
little bit.
It's funny. We're both
Yeah,
doing
a little
competition
little
right now.
differently.
Mine's a
How
little
was your
different.
competition?
So I had a match play event in the state of Tennessee for the PGA section. I got to go play the number one course in Tennessee. Um, I didn't. I think I practiced like 2 days before it. I honestly,
You
I
shoot under
just
par?
no,
Well, it was match play, so
no, I wouldn't have shot under par. But it did get a little. It got a little exciting at the end when I was 3 up going into 15. I hit it in a bunker, scull it. I look at the dude and I said, "Hey, did that go in the water?" He said, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, pick it up." We go to 16. He hits it over the green, chips it on to like 20 feet, makes the par putt. I three putt. He wins that hole. So now I'm 1 up going into 17. We end up tying 17, so I go into 18 1 up. I get over it, and I keep on. Like, it took me. I'm typically a really fast player, I would say. It took me a minute to figure out this second shot going into 18. I kept backing off of it because of the wind. Finally, I just grabbed it and was like, all right, let's just go with this. Block it, goes into a bunker. I can barely see the top of the flag, and all I'm sitting here thinking is the last time I was in a bunker, I sculled it into the water. The clubhouse is right behind the flag. And I'm just sitting
your
there
thought
like,
process.
yeah, I cannot scull this golf ball because I knew
Oh
I
no.
had to hit it so hard because it was so uphill to get to this flag. And I was like, dude, if I scull this and hit this damn clubhouse, this is gonna cost a lot of money. And
Mm-hmm.
take a big lash at it. I run up the hill. I look, Duke
Synced.
in the hole.
Synced to close it. You
He
gotta
just like
love it.
walk. He just literally just walks over to me. Doesn't even. Just great match. Like,
That's
I
hilarious,
didn't
dude.
even
So, dude, you hit the
think
ball
about
in the
it
water.
being over.
You don't even make him have to like hit a ball on the green.
No.
Like at least show me you're gonna
Well,
be
he was
there.
already on. He was already on.
Okay, okay.
He
I was
already
gonna say like
he
if
had
you're
a
both
birdie
sitting your
putt.
second. Okay, okay. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we both hit it down the middle. He hits it on the green. I hit it in the bunker, and yeah, as soon as
And
I
God,
sculled that,
yeah.
I was like, all
Okay.
right, let's go
Yeah,
play. There was one
yeah.
instance where I hit a drive and we thought it just went in the tall stuff, and they don't. Their native grass is not marked as a hazard, and we were walking the course. So I get up there and we're looking. I don't see it. I'm like, all right, I'll make one more pass by. If I don't see it, it is what it is. He's up in the middle of the fairway, and I'm like, I walk past, and I'm like, wow, well, you got it, bro. And all of a sudden, we go a little further, and my ball was up there, and it's like, oh shit. So we just played it out. But then he had an instance where he hit it in the tall stuff, and he was like, all right, let's go to the next one. We were
Good find
both
that one.
we were both very relaxed in our
Yeah, it
match
sounded
play
like
of
it was
that.
a very like liberal match play. It was like,
Yeah.
we'll just gotta keep it pushing.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get
Love
this
it, dude.
show
Well,
on the road.
congrats. When's the next match? You're in like a series of tournaments for this, right?
So I'm in a it's a bracket play. Um, I just found out who won the match. I can't remember. I don't know where he's from. So the next match, basically, we have like 6 weeks to play it.
Okay. You
So
just gotta figure out where
in
you're
the
gonna do
next
it.
6 weeks, we just got to figure out where we're going, when we're doing it, and show
Nice.
up.
I love it, dude. Well, speaking of tourney golf, PGA Championship, dude, was absolutely electric. I feel like we say this every weekend, but like the PGA Tour is making for cinematic stories every weekend, and whether it's Scottie winning by a million, Rory getting the Grand Slam, career Grand Slam, other dudes chasing it, or Scottie, coming down and clawing his way back, taking the lead, and then doing what he does, and he's not a big. He's really good at like staying not on the gas in the sense of like he's gonna bury
He just
you, but he's just
doesn't
gonna
shoot over
continue to
par.
like if you're not gonna keep pace with him,
Yeah,
then you're getting left behind. And like Scotty with the lead is not like, oh, like let's keep it around 72 here. It's like, I'm probably gonna shoot 3 to 4 under. I might flag a day of 7 under.
yeah.
And it's like if you
It's
don't shoot a fucking million under, you're not winning.
Somebody told me he just had his like first round since like March, over par. Shot one
Mm-hmm.
over. That's pretty wild. That's a
That is
wild.
crazy, man.
Like I can't. Like I'm a decent golfer, and I can't imagine playing what 3 4 months and not shooting over par.
I
That's
mean, it's
that's a
impressive.
that's a pretty crazy feat. Cause like even he said during the tournament, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't really have my best stuff, but I was still able to post a score."
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to like Tiger's mentality. He had said like he wants to be able to have like his C stuff
Mhm.
and it still competes. And then when he has his A stuff, he
Right.
would win by 15
Wins
strokes,
by a
which we're
billion.
seeing. Like Scotty, I don't think talks about it as much like that. Like he's not like a killer to just like flaunt it in people's face, but very similar. Like you can
Yeah.
tell his bad golf. He knows how to. He figures it out enough to be able to take care of the par fives, and he's got a great short game.
Correct.
People knock his putting. Like I'm just tired of the narrative that he's a bad putter.
Man.
Again, like he just wedges it closer or like hits mid irons closer than everybody else. So
Yeah.
he's always having more looks than everybody. So he's gonna miss more of them
Makes it a little bit
statistically,
easier.
right? But
Makes it a
it's
little
fun
bit
to
easier.
watch, dude. I got my money on him. I'm not betting against him on the
I
U.S.
took
Open.
him.
This dude catches fairways all day long and hits a lot of greens, and he takes care. It's not a long golf course,
Right.
so for him, I that he's a decently long hitter. I wouldn't say he's
He ain't
crazy
short.
long, but yeah, for exactly. But I don't know, like having saw where they have Oakmont conditions right now, like
Yep.
Bryson, if he's driving it straight, I can see him being in contention. Obviously, he has enough game to figure it out, even if he's not in the short stuff. But like that rough is thick.
Yeah, they're
It
saying
is
what, five
thick.
plus inches. I've played on six, and six was ridiculous. Pretty sure it was
Like
fescue
you can
rough,
almost
and I
you
mean
could
it
almost
was.
lose your ball.
Well, we literally had they had volunteers. They had 3 volunteers
Spotters, yeah,
on both sides of the fairway looking for golf balls.
yeah,
I mean, it was ridiculous, and
yeah,
it's not something like the type of grass that I was playing in at the time was fescue, and it wasn't like, oh well, I'll just grab my 6 iron and hit it up by the green. Like, it's not like you're just gonna sit there and think, oh, I'm gonna catch a flyer. No, it's like you grab your wedge and chop it out to the fairway. That's all.
yeah,
That's the only option there is.
yeah.
You don't
Just
take
get it
anything
back in,
lower.
in position one, and I think that's what these majors are supposed to be. Like
Correct.
they're supposed to reward people, and it's not just long bombers. Like you don't just be able to hit it anywhere. Like if you don't hit it in the short stuff, you need to be able. You should have to punch back into position A before you can like really go at it again.
Right.
And if you do, you either have to hit a miracle shot or you're probably going to find yourself
Right.
in like a deep bunker somewhere around the green or something like that. Which is what we didn't see on Bryson's first U.S. Open when it was tough conditions, but he was bombing it into roughs
Right.
and he was still just like, and maybe he was just
Just
careering it, but
gouging it
like
out.
yeah, he would just hack at it and the balls would still stop on greens and stuff like that. And it was like,
That's
we'd
one
never
thing
seen something like that.
I remember. Did you see the clip? I can't remember if it was the U.S. Open or what it was, but the one of Rory when he hit it out of the rough from like 70 yards. I want to say that happened this year when he won at either Pebble or the other win that he had. What
He had
was
two
it?
other ones, one at the Players.
I think it would have been Pebble then. He hit like some 60-yard shot out of the thick rough, and it like
Mm,
zips back like 20 feet. And I'm just like, how? How do you get to the
that's
ball?
crazy. Yeah.
It was a
Unless
wild
it's one of
clip.
those, I mean, you and I both know though, like there is times when they're in the rough, the camera's pan back, but you don't see that like this thing's maybe just
Oh
fluffed enough
no,
where he can get full club off the
they
back.
showed it. It
They
was
showed the live.
bottom, and it literally
It's
like he gouges it out, and you're just like, okay,
he rips it.
it's gonna land by the flag and roll off the back, and it just
Well,
fucking
dude, if
rips
I was
back.
TaylorMade, if I was TaylorMade, which I'm not, shout out, they are selling, but uh,
3.5 bill,
I would be clipping that up all day long
right?
and absolutely advertising that about the golf ball
It was
in
so
their wedges.
wild.
Let's touch that real quick. TaylorMade is selling for $3.5 billion. That
Sounds low.
two things surprised me. Yeah, for one, the price itself sounds low to me. Two, like why are they selling?
It
Is
is
TaylorMade going to
interesting.
be are they going to be the first to first to come to the conclusion like, hey, we've tapped out. Like when it comes to equipment, there's only so much that can be done.
But
Now,
I
the
also
rollout,
wonder,
the rollback's coming as well with the golf ball,
yeah.
and that is a turnover product that all manufacturers are really pushing hard to sell. And do they know like that rollback's going to have a pretty big diminishing return on their golf ball sales?
And also, who owns Taylor?
I think they sold like what 6 years ago to
Like I
some
couldn't tell you.
foreign investment group.
And I mean, do they really have anything to do with the day to day? You know,
Uh-huh.
I don't
I'll tell
know.
you what, if we bought TaylorMade,
Oh
we would absolutely expand this company into so many avenues.
God,
Their marketing is like really good, but they're missing the mark on like personalities where
yeah,
they have them all sitting in front of them. They do a good job. I know like they're pros. They pay their pros to play golf
yeah,
and they get them for like 2 weeks out of the year, maybe a little bit extra or
yeah.
something like that. Maybe 1 week out of the year. But they have like Trotty. They had
It's amazing.
Grant. They had Micah. I'm not a big fan of Micah. I think his personality is a little plain, but he's a really good golfer and he's doing a great job in the content world. But they had these people, and it's like, yo, you see what they're trying to create? Like, create it. You're
Yeah,
tailor made. You are tailor made
tailor
golf.
made.
You get Trotty to do a weekly content thing, and I don't mean just get nerding out on some TrackMan numbers with some different shafts. I mean like get Trotty going in course reviewing
That would be
or
dope.
someone like that for the channel, just like how Good Good does, right? Like every
Right.
member of Good Good, they all have their own channels, but they do a Good Good week, and then they,
Yeah.
have 4 videos for the rest of the month. Like TaylorMade could be absolutely crushing that sense to make money, which then pushes money into their clothing, which then pushes money into gloves, balls, hats, etc.
One thing.
And then they can expand to like, we have our side business thing, Uta
Yeah.
Slices, pizza shop that gets on some wheels at a golf course. We all know pizza's being that
It's
market
just
is
great.
missed on golf course. But
That's funny. There's a comment from B Will
on the
and
actual post,
Rambo.
what does it say?
It's not them, but it literally like Rambo golfs. I told him I can do 2.8 bills. Still waiting for a response. Then B Will says the longest Klarna payoff plan ever.
That's hilarious. Dude, a little bit
Um,
of drama surrounding the PGA though. So like we're seeing the rivalry that we wanted from a couple other people. We kind of thought Rory and Jordan Spieth were going to have this rivalry growing up. Brooks and DJ kind of had a rivalry, like a friendship rivalry for a while, but it fizzled out quickly.
yeah,
Bryson and Rory are going at it, and Scottie's kind of just like on his own island winning still. He doesn't have beef with any of these guys. And it's not that
right.
like Rory and Bryson do, but like there was some comments made about the Masters and them not talking. And then Rory touched back on it at the PGA here. He was like, well, what do you want me to do? Be his buddy? I'm trying to win the Masters. And it's
Right.
like Rory had a lot of attitude this
What's your
whole
opinion
week. On what?
on? Are you on Bryson's side or Rory's side?
No, I think that Rory, I think you just have to understand the scenario. Like
Yeah.
Rory is cut from the cloth of Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods was like, we're not friends out there. Like I'll shake your hand and say good luck, play well
Right.
today, and that's probably it. And a lot of guys have commented on the fact that that's how Tiger was. Like who was Rory's idol? It was Tiger,
Tiger.
obviously. And so, Rory is trying to emulate things that Tiger did to make him so successful that is working for him. And that's one of them. Like on a Sunday, Rory's not going to go sit there and slap ass with
Right.
anybody he's trying to win the Masters, dude. Like he's trying to create his name
His
into
legacy.
history. Yeah. That only five people have done.
Right.
That was an important day for him, man. He's been trying to do this for
Big
11
day.
years. Now, understanding the other side of the equation, like our generation is a lot more yappier and a lot more understanding of how to like not balance, but like work off of that kind of energy,
Right.
like where Rory has to like block it out. Our generation like embraces it.
Yep.
And Bryson has found a new element in his game and his
That's
mind
one
where
of
like
his things.
he feeds off of like he
Yeah, the
wants
crowd.
someone to be like, "You gonna go for it, Bryson?" And then he'll be like, he's not gonna say "fuck yeah," but he'll basically be like, "Hell yeah, I'm going to." And then he rips it and he
Right.
gets to have fun with the crowd there. Or I don't know, like he wants to chat and talk. And so I don't think there's a side to pick. I just think like you got to understand where they're both coming from. There's no
Yeah.
right or wrong. You know,
No, not at
different
all.
different generations, different brands of golf.
Right.
I think that Rory was kind of being a little sassy this whole week though with everything. I mean, I guess to speak, a lot of guys were right. Like Xander and Scottie both hit a ball into the water, and they blamed it on a mud ball. Scottie
Scotty
was
was
pretty
Scotty was
outspoken,
heated.
and I think there's merit behind it. I mean, what's your stance on that? Like, you've got to play in some pretty high tier tournaments where you don't get to wipe that.
So I think it should be something like, I think the perfect way to do it would be when you go out to a course and it rains, they have like a lift clean in place or something like that. Well, one of the rulings is like, say you have to identify your golf ball. When you pick that golf ball up, you have
You
to
can wipe it.
pick it up. You don't do anything with it, and you have to place it
Oh,
back exactly how you're holding it and the exact same lie and everything. I think there should be a ruling like that. Like, okay, just for muddy balls. Like, if there's a day that it's rained or it's a little wet out there, the guys just think, hey, you may get some mud balls. Just have the announcer at the beginning, hey guys, just know that the mud ball rule is in effect, and all it is, I mean, there's rules officials everywhere. You could have the players do it, all that stuff, but it's just you take this, you look, have the other player or have a rules official with you. Notice, all right, this is how the
this is
golf
a
ball
mud
is
ball.
sitting. This
Yeah.
is how it's supposed to be. So you can take it, pick it up, clean off the mud. You can still hold it like this. It's not like you got to do anything crazy, but clean it off like that and then place it back like how it was. That
Mm-hmm.
way you're not improving your lie. The only thing you're changing
Mm.
is the fact that you
There's
have
mud on it.
mud
Yeah.
on your golf ball.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, just to kind of go deeper into these kind of rulings, like players shouldn't be there shouldn't be any consequence for hitting the short stuff. And for instance, if you're the first person that's out on the golf course and you lace it in the fairway all day long, you're probably gonna have good lies. Now, if you're the last person of the round and you're lacing it all day long, like you might find yourself in some divots. Most of these pros all play the golf course the same way. So
Yep.
after 3 or 4 rounds, like you're gonna see these balls are all going to the same places. Now the last people to play are at disadvantage, and that's not I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's
I
cool.
hate
I think that you should be able to move that into a place that's just on a good lie.
I
Like,
hate people who give the saying, "Oh, we all play the same golf course." No, we
yeah.
don't.
Mm-mm.
That's not true. You get spike marks at the end of the day. If you're the last round, you have the most spike marks. If you're the first round, you have no spike marks. If you're the
And dude,
last round, it's just
the
so
first
much.
the first round players are usually putting off of like dewy
Yeah,
grass. That's a little stickier like that. And
yeah.
when you're talking about putting pure, that's not meaning people think water and they think like faster and stuff like that. That is not the case. It is for chipping. You're
Just
usually when you chip with water, there's no spin, but
right.
the first
Skips.
skip's going to be a bigger one, and then it'll probably react pretty
It
normal from
just
there. But
I
that is a
f-
different golf course in the end of the day.
right. I feel like there's so many things that just common sense would fix them.
Yeah,
It's just like, okay,
that
if you're
golf's
in a
missing.
divot, you take it out of the divot.
Yep.
Maybe, and even if you want to try to give a little bit more integrity to it, okay, they have to drop it, but they can move it
Hmm.
out of a divot.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. I mean, I remember
Yeah,
growing
I'm
up,
with it.
you weren't allowed to fix spike marks. You were only allowed
Mm.
to fix ball marks.
Yeah.
How is it my fault? How is it different if, like, imagine, okay, I'm playing and I want the guys behind me. I'm the first round out. I want the guys behind me to just have a fucking terrible day around the hole.
Yeah.
So
And you know they're going to be trying to be below the hole.
every time I go up to the
They're
hole,
walking around there. Yeah.
I just twist my feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
It definitely is bad integrity and
yeah,
it's like cheating,
terrible
but I know what you're
integrity.
saying. Like, yeah.
But I mean, hey, we're all playing the same golf course though.
Yeah. No, it definitely changes it. No, you're
It just
100% right. I'm a firm
there's
believer too
so
in
many
like the
things.
volcano hole.
Yeah,
There's no fix to this, but if anybody knows mini golf, the volcano hole is obviously like a hole that sits on the top of a little hill and it
right.
usually has a little indent. But the volcano hole theory in real golf or whatever in a full course is that at the end of a round, you have all these players that are stepping at the hole from all different angles to go pick up their golf ball, right? And after a while, you get these forces that are all going in that there's going to be a little like indention just enough where you'll start to notice certain holes specifically. You'll hit like let's say like a softer putt that's going to be more drippy. You'll see it like if it's kind of tailing on the edge, it's not going to hold that line. It's going to like fall right off the side of it instead of like staying on the line. And you're like, that doesn't break there. Like
Right.
it should break the other way. Like that's volcano hole theory. Firm
Right.
believer in it, but there's no fix for that by any means. But no, I definitely agree with you.
I just feel
Things need to
like
be fixed
I
for
feel like
some of these
there's
stuff.
just a
Like they
couple
shouldn't be hurt.
things. It's
Yeah,
not like it's going to be a
it
million
would
things.
help the game.
I think spike
Yeah, I
marks
mean,
should be fixed. I think divots should be fixed. I mean, those are two like major ones. I feel like if you are in the fairway, you should not be penalized.
mhm. And speaking of, integrity in the game, from the equipment side, Rory McIlroy's driver was deemed non-conforming. Now, people are blowing this up way too deeper than it needs to be.
Way.
What
We
I'll
agree
tell
a
you
lot
is,
tonight.
yeah, we do. We have difference, but so a non-conforming driver means that it's a hot driver. So a
Right.
perfect smash factor in golf is called a
Wait,
1.5 ratio. And a 1.5 means that if someone has a 100 mile per hour club speed, the ball speed will be at 150. And that ratio continues for however fast people swing. Now, if the ratio gets higher than 1.5, it's deemed non-conforming, meaning something's happened with the equipment that it's too good and it doesn't pass regulation. That club's got to be pulled. Now, these clubs, it doesn't all of a sudden just like, oh, 1.7, where this guy who's swinging 100 now has ball speed at 170. The non-conforming, like, it gets to a
it's like
1.51, maybe 1.52, meaning that guy's club is getting him an extra 1 mile per hour of ball speed, maybe 2 miles per hour of ball
right.
speed. And it's like, dude, we're talking 6 yards.
And
And that's a perfect hit.
yeah,
Perfect strikes.
it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not like if it was illegal, like to the extent everybody's thinking, he'd be hitting like 400-yard drives that don't miss the
Hmm.
fucking fairway.
Yeah.
And I also saw people like making a big deal because apparently like Xander said that he thought Scottie's driver was non-conforming as well. I want everybody
Who?
to know Xander's doing that as a joke.
Yeah, just because he laced it. I will say this though. The reporter asked Scottie, and he kind of went like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about that," because Scottie's club got deemed non-conforming either in practice rounds or in the tournament before.
Right. I
And
just don't get the whole
and
hype
Xander
on
was
it.
like, "Oh, I think that might have come back into the bag or something like that." I'm telling you
Right.
right now, guys, like
Yeah, because he's out there
that
just
it's
killing the
not the
game.
difference.
It's
I
not.
do agree with them though. Like if they're gonna regulate golf clubs like
Hey,
that, they need to just regulate everybody on Wednesday.
you know what we should do? Buy TaylorMade,
Yeah, I like this.
make non-conforming drivers for all these marks out here that don't play
Think
in
that it's gonna
tournaments.
save their game. Yeah,
Make millions, make billions. Then we'll sell TaylorMade for what? It's
like
3.5
six bill.
billion. We'll sell it for like 30 billion.
Yeah, if we had non-conforming drivers rolling off the fucking
That's
rack,
one thing
yeah,
I wonder, like why it's never happened.
yeah. If
Like
you're not
I
playing tournaments,
understand,
who
I
gives a shit?
understand the fact that the reason a driver can be non-conforming is because the face is so thin and drivers are just gonna break. I understand that, but like, why? Why do I have to play the same grooves as a tour player? Why can't I play non-conforming grooves if I'm not playing in a USGA or
I mean, you
a
can. You just have to
tournament?
find someone to make them. You can,
Yeah, but I gotta find somebody to make.
or just make them yourself.
Why not just be a massive manufacturer and be like, hey, here's some wedges that you can actually hold a green with? Because I feel like it's the same
You
thing.
might be onto something because like manufacturers today are struggling to market their stuff because what they every year for the last 15
The
years,
ball's
every
going
single
further.
more, yeah, further, it's going straighter, the ball speeds are higher, and it's like we've actually only seen the
Come
tour
on.
increase average distance by like
Like
2 yards.
us being in the industry, we know all the tricks. We know the tricks with the irons. You lower the
Yeah,
CG and you lower the loft and you call it a 4 instead of a 5.
yeah, yeah.
You make it longer. The driver just keeps getting longer. Eventually, we're going to
Yep.
be in 46 and a half is going to be a standard edition driver just because the longer the club is, the faster you'll
Yeah.
swing it. It
Hmm.
just, I just,
Yeah. It's frustrating.
it's so annoying.
If you're a private equity firm out there and you want to get into having a new CEO and COO of your TaylorMade company and you want to buy it out, just call us up. We have great
Right.
ideas. We'll help you run this business. We know
I've
a lot
got
about the
like I've got
industry.
like
It'll be a lot of
20K in
fucking
the
fun.
bank.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
that's
help out.
that's
Yeah.
my donation.
Speaking of equipment, this is a dagger to the heart here. So tomorrow, my lab putter gets delivered. Now, I am a firm believer that this company is the first company that's actually brought new tech that helps amateurs out. Notice that I said amateurs there. In this list, you will see what's the list? The last 25 wins or the top 25 golfers?
What was that? I was reading
What's the
the
list
comment.
of? Is the
Oh, it's the
list
top
top
25 golf, or this just shows 16 of them. But basically, this is the kind of stuff that happens when I think I need a new putter. Looking at the top 25 golfers in the world, other than Bryson, every one of them is playing TaylorMade, Odyssey, Scottie, or Ping. Not a single lab in the group. Also,
Yeah.
only a handful of blade putters, which is another conversation that Mallets has taken over. And honestly, something I've been thinking about. I should probably just get a putter, right?
So again, man, having fit for a long time, having swung lab putters, there are different variations. The center shaft is the easiest putter to pick up and and have the best chance at like having a pure roll or being able to make more of a straight back, straight through with not a lot of variation to it.
Right.
And I think that it can help like 80% of golfers. There is like a different brand of golf where people do play off of an archy stroke where lab's not going to work in that stroke. I will
Right.
just flat out say it. Where you might want to throw in a blade or just something with toe hang and match up what that relationship's like. Now, I'd be interested to see this list in about 5 years because as the younger generation keeps coming up, as lab gets, more integrated into the sport, you do see a lot of pros moving to it. But it is interesting that none of the top, like whatever 20 or something, whatever it is, none of them are using it.
It is
Hurts me.
wild,
I got
right?
one coming in tomorrow. It's going in the bag. I'm a believer. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Hey, somebody's got to drink it. I may be
Someone's
low
got to.
key. I may low key be drinking the number one Kool-Aid.
What is that?
I've been working on my stroke, trying to get it a little bit more straight back, straight through, because I've always had an arc to it, and
Yeah.
so I'm thinking either going double bend and going mallet, and I've always liked the look of a spider.
Phantom. Oh, a
Spider.
spider double bend.
I love the look of a spider. I feel like it just sets up so square to me. But
Yeah, I like spider. I play a spider X. I used to play a spider X.
and then the L neck like Scottie has, it's like it looks more like 15 rather than face balanced. And I've always loved the plumber's neck.
You might throw it in the bag.
I may dabble.
Yeah.
I
I
that's
can't
the
see you.
that's
I
the
can't see
problem.
you. I can't see you slapping a fucking mallet, dude.
I always do this. Like I've done this maybe I've had the same putter for probably 15 years and I'll look at something and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll try this out. Looks good." Mess around with it. Like I think the last putter I literally put in the bag, I putted with it on the first hole, three putted and never saw the light of day again. Never putted with it
uh,
again.
I love it. All right, well, let's move in to our fun side of the podcast here, brother. Cheers again. Happy fucking 19th. This looks crazy, bro. I'm drinking Tito's, Perrier, and lime.
With a true feel.
Low key going down like water. But
So is this Michelob.
all right, we got two crazy like what if games or whatever. First one is the 10,000 tries for a hole in one, or you never golf again.
Ah, there we
Let me know
are.
when you find it. All right,
What a
so
stinger. Like a putter.
I mean, 100 yards, dude. You get 10,000 tries,
I'm in.
and let's just say like it's a green, like it's not like a fucked pin that's like uh on a reverse slope where you're gonna be
Right.
coming in at a down slope and you can't bring it back. Let's say it's like a gettable pin. Like I'm 100% doing it, dude. I think I would probably do it within 500 shots.
I mean, when we were back on the TrackMan days at Club Champion, I like hold out in
Like
like the
3
first
times or
10
something.
shots.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. I'm,
But
I'm
like
definitely doing
a
this. I don't.
hundred
I think it's
yards,
easy.
100 yards, 10,000 tries.
Yeah, it's too much.
I'd feel bad if I didn't do it.
I would say this number like 200 yards at 10,000 tries.
I don't know.
Now I still think you're gonna do it, but at that point it's like, all right, like there's a element of luck. Like
Once I
100 yards,
get
there's an element of skill that's gonna play in that game.
once I get outside of 130, that's where I'd start being like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I would start thinking about it.
Where you can't really like spin anything back into it or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think
All
you'd
right.
make a hole in one on number 7 at Pebble if you had a 10,000
Yeah,
tries?
100%. I almost made a hole in one at Pebble on my first and third time playing it or whatever it was.
We got to bring it up since we're on the pod. Do you think you're going to make a hole in one at Cypress?
Are we playing Cypress? Is this you telling me?
Imagine.
Oh,
How
if you were
wild would
announcing we
that
were
be?
playing, so guys,
How
we might play
wild would
Cypress.
that be?
Grady's coming for a West Coast tour.
If you
We're
haven't
gonna try
watched
to.
the first 10 episodes, we might be playing Cypress.
We're playing Pebble. We might be playing Cypress. If we don't get Cypress in, though, we're gonna try to get Olympic. If we don't get Olympic, we're gonna play Harding, and then we have our tournament up at Yojadehi on the
Unless
over
we
the
get
weekend. So
invited to Cypress
if we get
on Sunday.
invited to Cypress,
Banging the
all out
tournament.
the door. Yeah. All right, our next game, the Gorilla one.
Garura. Oh, God. All right.
All right. So, would you rather be first in line to fight the gorilla, aka 100 guys to fight the gorilla, you're first in line, or would you rather be the last in line for Bonnie Blue, aka the 1,000th guy in there?
Yeah.
This is basically saying,
Dude.
do you want to die or do you want AIDS?
I mean, brother. Do I get John Jones with me? Can he come second?
Right behind you for backup?
Yeah.
Oh
I'm just
man,
gonna
give me a
walk up there,
baseball
piss
bat.
the thing off, distracted a little bit, while
Dude,
John Jones just puts him in an absolute
ah,
fucking chokehold. Hits him with a
that's this
fucking
is
spinning elbow.
this is legitimately one of the worst would you rather's.
I think I'm going the gorilla. I think I win.
Yeah, 100% going the gorilla.
I think I win.
1,000 dudes. That's so disgusting. Now, shout out to my
Oof.
wife anyway. I would never. I'm going the gorilla 10 times out of 10, dude. We're taking that fucking gorilla down.
What if I just act like that little kid with Harambe and he just takes care of me and he's my dad now?
You
Do
just
I
curl up in the fetal, and the
do I
gorilla's just
have
like,
to
I am the captain now. You
do
are my
I
son.
do I have to fight him? And I can just kind of
That's a
sit
good
there in
point,
the
dude.
corner with a diaper on like the little
Dude,
kid.
low key, no one's thinking about this. Like, bring a couple like Twinkies, bring a couple other snacks.
You
Let's
ever
see some
seen
top. Like,
Tarzan?
bring some Oreos. Start tossing some Oreos at. Like, he has one sniff, one taste of an Oreo. He's not fighting you. He's not fighting
I
you at all.
mean, has anybody seen Tarzan? We'll just get some pots out and we'll start making music together.
Yeah,
Beep-a-doop,
just
ba-ba-da,
start a boy band.
beep-a-doop, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, we got this all figured out. We're chilling.
Yeah, easy.
All right, next,
Get
next
fucked,
fun
Bonnie.
seg here. So,
Not really.
not
Um,
literally.
well, I mean,
Would you
she
quit
did,
your
but
job if you had these payouts per what you made per hole?
let's see. Wait, wait, wait.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
Here
There
we
it
are. Here
is.
we are. Here we are.
So $10 million for an albatross, 3 million for an eagle, 1 million for a birdie, 100K for a par, minus 25K for bogey, minus 50 for double, and 75K
I
minus
just
75K for anything worse.
being completely honest, those fucking
It's so
penalties are
easy.
terrible.
Yeah, they should make like minus.
I mean, it's
It
got to
should be
be
like
like
minus 100K
bogey
for a
should be
bogey.
like 100K. Yeah, double
Yeah.
should be like 3
Dude, are we
mil.
just synced up tonight? Are we just fucking dialed tonight?
Some say
No, I think a double should be like
maybe it should be like
maybe
kind of
like
mirrored.
250K, and then anything worse is like $1 million,
Yeah,
minus $1 million. Because like, let's be honest, you're gonna make a lot more triples in a year than you probably are gonna make eagles, just because of an errant shot or two. You maybe give up on a
Depends
hole.
on what golf course you're playing.
Also, that's a good point. But let's say you're playing like your normal hard golf courses. Like,
Yeah,
would you agree? You're probably gonna make more triples than you would eagles.
it'd be close.
But that's a good line though. If the triples at minus 1 million and the eagles at -3, it's like
Yeah.
I just can't imagine a world where, let's say you're playing
Do
your normal
you?
hard long golf courses, you're probably only gonna make it like 5 to
I
10
mean,
eagles
I'm
for
at
the year.
least if we've got par at 100K, I'm at least making 10 pars around.
Hmm.
I mean, you would easily think that. So you've easily got a mill.
Let's say you make 2 bogeys on top of that, you're down to 8.
Yeah.
You make 1 double with our pricing, not this pricing. You're down to 550.
Shit.
You're netting a shit ton of money.
I
Is
have
what we're
one good
coming down to.
round,
Yeah.
and I'm Steve Jobs.
I mean, shit, dude. Yeah, I'm 100% quitting
I
my
have
job with these payouts. It's no questions asked.
I have a good week. I'm buying TaylorMade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At least you're gonna get like 10% of it for
Nah, based
sure.
off of this,
Yeah, speaking
I've
of
already quit my job.
yeah, 100%. They're way too good. But speaking of money in golf and betting, our boy, Mr. I pissed him off with my putting net video, Riggs. He had a hater reach out to him for a 25K bet. And he said, down. He said, hold my beer.
Hold my
And
beer.
let's watch this. Put the music on it.
Yep.
Signed on Twitter to a $25,000 match. Who I don't really know who he is. I just saw a tweet.
I can't fathom how Riggs Barstow can tell people with a straight face that he's a 4 handicap. LOL. Just the most blatant
Agreed.
lie on the internet. I'm a 7.3 handicap. If you want some extra content, I'll play Riggs straight up stroke play for 25K at Barstool Sports at 4Play Pod.
He's calling you out and you accept it. Like that brings in the people. That is what puts asses in the seats.
Personal check, yeah, wife's bank account. He's got to get it approved. I want his wife mad at him if he has to pay it. I want to be devastated if I have to pay it. $25,000 is a serious amount of money. So
it has to hurt.
Riggs, you're a very polarizing figure in the golf world in terms of like your play and how you play on video and how you don't play on video.
All right,
So
like
there, there's just so many people out there, and we've seen.
What do you think?
This isn't even close, dude. Like Riggs is gonna get waxed. We've seen his hater series, and he's embarrassed himself. Like he gets out there and he says he's a 4. Like being around that handicap as well. You know, I probably fluctuate between like a 1 and a 5, and depending on how much I'm playing, like, dude, me and Riggs are on different levels.
Yeah.
And I don't even hit the driver very good. You know what I mean? Like this dude hits errant shots, brother. I'm not saying like, oh, he left his face open there and it's wiped. Like this dude will literally shank golf balls a few times around. He'll top a bunch of golf balls. Like he'll just snap things 100 feet away from him. It's bad.
If you could play with one of the 4Play guys, who would it be?
For the sake of fun, I would play with Trent. I think he's like vibey, and I don't care about people shooting a million, but for the sake of like competing, I think Frankie's sneaky decent.
Yeah. I think those would be some good matches. Us 2 versus them 3.
I don't think they stand a chance.
It'd be.
But you know how it is with three, like
3 people.
Three goes at it.
Three putts
three
is
goes at it or
nice.
something.
3 putts is nice. Ooh, I gotta watch. Speaking of, I gotta watch the match they did with who is it? Chicklets.
Who the Chicklets?
You remember Bob Does Sports, the hockey guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did a video with Barstool or 4Play.
Oh, it's fire. It's fire. Speaking of content creators, it's S tier segment of the night, baby.
Right.
Let us just get after it. So, rating golf content creators, S tier, A tier, and down. We already pre-fired a bunch into F tier. We know
Just
some of them. They're not.
We don't know them.
A lot of them we don't know, but we know a couple of them, and they're not golf content creators, so we just kind of threw them in there. But
right.
I mean, let's get off the rip, dude. Bob does sports here. Bobby Fairways. We
gotta agree. Yeah, he's obviously S tier. I mean, he's the funniest guy on YouTube. He's got the personality. He's got, I mean, the game for the personality. He's just hilarious. Yeah. If I could have one round with anybody, it'd probably be Bob.
And if it's not him, it's Fat Perez.
Yes,
which is a part of this game.
That's my favorite group. Love the BDS group.
All right, Bubby Gall.
I will say
where I stand on
he
this?
does well on the camera.
Yeah.
Good. Hits the ball a long ways. I mean, he's always going to be talking and everything. I like him. I mean, either A or B. I feel like if I think about everybody else, I feel like I have to put him in B.
If we can go B, I would put him in C.
You'd put him in C?
Here's my take. Bubby doesn't do anything besides good. Mm-hmm. And like, he posts on his socials, but he's really not like a content creator. Like,
right.
He gets paid from good.
Right.
He's a good creator. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I like B.
And personally, I don't like his content that great, but that's okay. B's showing for me.
So I believe this is
Claire
Claire.
Hogel.
I don't think I've ever watched the video.
If this
so
list was like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I would probably list her pretty high. She was pumping a lot of golf
Yeah.
content out. She's kind of
I
pivoted
don't
her
feel like I
career,
see
and
any of it
her
anymore.
career has moved into the Paige Sporanic thing where they're more going down the side of modeling. It just so happens they're still kind of tied to golf, and obviously she is a great golfer. She played college golf. I would probably put her in B, maybe C. Like respect for B, just because like she did have her coming up through golf, but
I feel like I picked Bubby over
you
Claire.
definitely can't put her below Bubby. Bubby doesn't do
Really?
enough for golf. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I just see Bubby more. Because at
Either
least
or is
he's
fine.
in
Doesn't
golf.
matter. Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to have other guys in B that I think are above her.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so this is
Next
Colin
is
Ross. The only
interesting
thing I
to
could
put
say
him
is
in
he's a great fucking editor.
Yeah, it's
Seems like a
interesting
cool
they put him
guy.
on this list because like he does have his own channel and it's like a lot of behind the scenes as well as his
Yeah.
lifestyle vlogging, and it's cool. But yeah, you're right. Like he is a video editor. He is one of the cameramen. He is also
Yeah.
one of the production dudes,
I
and
wanna
he's one of
say,
the
like-
editors that kills it for good.
Yeah, I want to say like this tier list is like a golf tier list. And
Yeah, I would
feel
probably
like,
put him at like C.
Yeah, I'm thinking C as well.
Yeah.
FP.
Fat Perez, dude. We
fucking
could spend
goat.
an hour. Throw him up at
It
S.
doesn't matter. That son of a bitch right there.
Yeah.
Wait,
FP
You
is
gotta
the
hit the.
fucking goat.
Oh.
Oh, hit the Euro.
We
on
gotta
the
put
S
him
tier.
up in S tier. I mean, there's no
Out of
other.
this entire group, there's
No other
3
place.
dudes that I would want to play golf with. FP is one of them.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Frankie Borelli.
Is that Frankie or Sean Walsh?
That is Frank.
That's Frankie? Okay.
Yes.
I'd put him in B.
Me personally, I think A or B. I think he is such a golf fan and he is good for golf.
Yeah.
And
Sports fan,
I see him above Bubby is the way I say A.
I see
What do you
B.
think?
I just personally
Same
think
as
he ranked
Bubby?
Bubby too high,
Okay.
but I
What
see
about-
B. There's guys that are going to be in this A tier that are much better.
I mean,
We'll
Do
get
we-
through it. We'll get through it. If
What
we need to make
about
adjustments,
Garrett?
we need to make adjustments. This is tough, dude.
This is a
Garrett,
tough
in my
one.
opinion, Garrett is an
He-
A tier content creator, but he is like one of the
he
grandfathers
made
of YouTube
yes. Like he made it a cool thing.
Yeah.
Which I
So,
feel like makes
we
him happy
probably-
in S tier.
Dude, I'm actually fuck, dude. I'm gonna say A. I'm
I
a little
mean,
biased though.
Just like based off of what he's done for YouTube golf. God,
Yeah,
it's
S or A,
hard.
doesn't
It's
matter.
S or A. We'll rearrange at the end. We'll look at it one more time.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
Get those
S
big
tier for
ass,
sure.
shiny ass teeth up there in the S.
Yeah, nice ass calves.
Hey,
Anyway,
there's no other place to put this guy. He literally runs
Yeah.
YouTube golf.
yeah. He is.
Get those big shiny teeth up there right next to your father.
Yep.
Joey Da. Joey Da. The
This is sad.
rage.
He doesn't go higher than B. He doesn't go higher than B.
The rage that
He is,
Joey Da
he is
has.
what you call a fill-in personality. Like Bob Does Sports continues without Joe. It misses an element, but it continues very successfully.
Nothing makes me
Like
happier
I don't think
than
it's
when
the reverse.
nothing makes me happier than when they put out a post or a video and I can tell that he just rages the entire video.
Dude, if you guys haven't seen the Oakmont Bob Does Sports video, go watch it. This dude shoots a
Oh
billion
my gosh.
and rages like no other,
Ugh.
nobody's business.
I assume this is Luke Kwan. I can't
Yeah,
tell.
Luke won. Tough.
I like Luke.
Yeah.
I like
I
him.
respect what Luke's doing. So Luke
Yeah.
branched off from Good Goods, doing his own thing. He's
Yep.
joined on with a group of
Taco.
guys that he played with through Japan tour, the Australian tour, some other tours as well. And Taco Golf being one of the guys. I wish he was on this list. Up and coming absolute YouTube star. He's already kind of made it. He's doing
Yeah.
this for a living and everything like that. But
Right.
he is on the rise. He has not fully been found by the U.S. market yet. And when he does, he's going to take the world by storm. He is fucking great at golf and he is hilarious. But anyway, Luke, I put him at A.
Interesting.
Where would you
I
put
feel
him?
like I feel like he's right in here.
He's
A
so
or
much
B?
better, dude. He's
A or
making.
B?
So this is what I'm saying about you putting these other guys too high, dude. Like, Luke makes content every single week. Luke travels. This is what he does. Bubby Golf doesn't do anything but fucking good week. Frank Brelli, like, he is just a golf nut that does foreplay pod. Joey Dodd does nothing but Bob does sports. Like, they're not in the same playing field at all.
Okay, then Matt Scharf.
B.
If you but
Without the clips, C.
man, but content wise,
What's he doing?
doesn't he do like all those acting skits and everything?
I think those have mellowed out, dude. I follow him and his wife on socials, and I don't see him that much. You want to put him at A?
I I wouldn't say that, but just based off of what you were saying, like he does a lot of content, or this guy only does like good, or
Yeah.
Bob does sports. Whenever you said that, I was like, well, this guy does do a
Yeah,
lot
yeah, I see what you're
a lot
saying.
of content.
Relatively speaking,
But
with
I
the
would still put
category
him
we
at
have
B.
him in, the category we have him in, we just have some shifting to do with some of those guys.
Okay.
We'll get back to that. I
Alright.
like B for him.
This
So
guy.
you don't know this guy yet.
You've
So
got
this is, I got you. This is the golf sidekick. He is like one of the OGs of OGs. This is literally where our group of friends came up with the "What Up, Playa." So he has this joke called his brand is the "What Up, Playas," and he has these really good like how to break 80. Let me go see if I can break par here. Course
Okay.
vlog this, and he plays a lot over in Thailand and across the pond, just whatever. Just he doesn't
Nice.
play in the States, so not a lot of people from the States know him. But great content, very dry but very funny humor. Pumps content. This dude has he has so many videos, and personally, from a bias standpoint, I would say S tier. That is a little egregious. I would say throw him at A.
Wherever you
This
tell
dude
me
is
to put him.
this dude's a content creator, and he's a solo guy.
Solo Dolo.
Yeah,
Micah Morris.
I'll let you spiel first.
So we all know he came up from Good, got his name from there, and branched off to do his own thing. I mean, I think he is a very wholesome guy, a very nice guy. I think
Agreed.
he just, I mean, you got one side of it. You got Grant, who took the golf game by storm, and then you have Micah, who hasn't done as well as Grant. Now, is Micah doing well? Are his videos good? Yes. They just don't reach as much people. But
Yeah, well
I
said.
mean, I think he has the right mindset. Like he's doing his own thing, and willpower to him. That's awesome that he wants to do his own thing. It's unfortunate. Well, I mean, I guess I wouldn't say unfortunate. I mean, the guy's making a living just going out and filming, doing golf, which is awesome.
He's an A tier creator. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. He's not our cup of
I would
tea,
say
but
A
he's an
tier.
A tier creator. Yeah.
Rick Shields. I'm
I
gonna
don't
let
watch his
you go.
content, but we have to tip our cap here. Rick Shields' demographic is not us. It's not the younger generation. It's not drinking out at the golf course or for your sake, like super high tier competitive stuff like we're seeing with the Brian Bros and Grant, stuff like that. Like Rick's is very niche. He was the first to the market. Rick is the grandfather of YouTube golf. We have to put him in S tier. He has the biggest following and subscriber base in YouTube, and just out of paying homage.
All right. Is that what's his name?
That's Riggs.
That's Rick's.
That's Riggsy.
I mean, he's done some nice things. In
We
golf.
have to make some adjustments to this list because I'm gonna put Riggs in B.
B.
Yeah.
B. I was gonna say A
But I
or
will
B.
say this, relatively speaking, like Riggs has done way more for golf than Joey Daw and than Bubby and Frankie.
That's why I feel like So
You
the
want to
way
shift them all higher. I want to
the
pull
way
those other dudes lower.
the way I look at it is like, all right, who am I gonna watch? And I know I'm watching Riggs over Micah. I'm watching Riggs over Quan. I'm watching Riggs over, which I'd be watching Frankie at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd be watching Good if it was Matt.
So you're basing it off of your likability.
like, yeah, like who I would like to watch.
I'm trying to unbiasedly pay respects to what they're doing to the scene.
Yeah, I can live with it.
All right, Steven. Yeah. You don't
Right.
even see him in that
We
many good videos anymore. Like
We
he's
agree.
not doing shit, dude. This dude's literally living
Seems
off
like a cool
coattails.
guy. Seems like a
He
cool
does seem
guy.
like he's a cool dude.
Now, I think at least A. I love Trent.
Wow.
I love Trent. He's awesome.
I like that.
He's
I
such
do like that.
He's such a golf guy. He loves the game.
Yeah.
Talks a little
Good dude.
shit. Great guy.
In a good way. Yeah, like he talks shit to you and you crack a smile like, hell yeah, Trent.
I love it.
I'm
So
with
what do we
that. I
think?
think Trent's fun.
All right, S tier. Are we changing anything? Bob, FP,
No.
Garrett, George, Grant, and Rick.
We're paying a little bit of bias to FP's personality. Because
Love
from a
FP.
creator standpoint, like he's not moving. But his
Right.
like just to go through it, Bob's a goated creator. FP's there for his personality. Garrett, paying homage to what he's done for golf. George and what his brother is doing, like they're some of the best creators out there.
Grant.
Same with Grant. They've been tied up a lot. Grant's literally the needle. Paying homage to what Rick has done to the scene and what he continues to do. He's leading the charge in terms of numbers.
A tier.
Next tier,
Quan.
Quan's pumping content. He's doing a lot of good things internationally, which is good for golf.
What
What
a
a
playa.
playa. It pumps content. He's fucking hilarious. Micah, we're paying respects towards a dude that's gone his own, killing it. Trent, we're paying
Trent.
respect to.
He's awesome.
One of the best personalities in golf.
Bubby.
I just think it's high, dude. I think that whole good,
like-
good crowd outside of Garrett.
So I would take.
Like
I would
Riggs,
take
I don't like
Frankie,
Riggs' content, but I think Riggs
Joey
does more
Daw,
than
and
this
Riggs.
whole group.
I think Frankie, Joey Daw, and Riggs should be in B.
So does that move the other three down to D?
That
Yeah,
moves the
I think
other
so.
three down. Yeah. So this goes
Yeah, yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Then we
And
go
then
there
Bubby,
and there.
and we can yeah, I like that a lot. I'm fully bought in on this list.
So we got Bobby, FP, Garrett, George, Grant, and Rick rounding out at the top. I like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a beautiful list, dude.
I like that.
Where would you? I mean,
If you
where
could
would
move,
you
if
see
you could
us-
move one thing, what would you move?
what a player to an S tier. I'm so biased to his content though. I really like. He was one of the first content creators that I got into.
I guess if I was to move anything, not saying it would be right, I would move Trent to S tier.
Damn,
I love
would
Trent.
you?
Trent's awesome.
If you were to place us on this list in 2 years, where do you think we land?
I would hope to
Realistically.
be. I would hope to be in B.
Yeah, and if the stars aligned, we'd be an A.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even if we made it to fucking D,
Yeah, and the conversation would be great.
It'd be wild. It would
100%.
be wild.
Well, dude, we got the U.S. Open coming up. We've touched on it a touch.
What are we touching?
Hand up.
What are we touching?
I'll give you something to touch. So, Oakmont. We know it's tough. It's not the longest course in the world. It's gonna play long just because of how tight they're gonna make it. The rough will be thicker than my piece, but I definitely have my money on Scottie. I like the way his game's trending. I think this is the type of golf course that really doesn't scare him.
Scottie.
He's not afraid to find a line, and he'll hit his line. Like, that's just what he does.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to what we talked about in a earlier pod. I'm gonna say Bryson. Just
Interesting.
because he's been so close. And it
He's
always
punching at the
feel
door.
like the guys that are so close, they finally just break through. And the only other one that I think about is JR, Justin Rose, just because
was
of
gonna
how
bring him up.
close he was at the Masters. But it
Yeah,
always
he
seems
was
like a
pushing.
trend. And as soon as I saw Bryson up there at the top of the leaderboard, I was like, here we go. This
Yeah.
is where he's gonna break out. And I had Scott. I took Scottie for the PGA, and luckily he did end up winning. But as soon as I saw Bryson up there, I was like, I should have known that.
My dark horse for this tournament. This is gonna be wild because I don't usually bet on this guy, but Colin Morikawa.
I
I think he's a
like
guy of
Colin.
accuracy. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna find himself in a lot of fairways. Colin's not a dude like he's done it a couple times, but he's not a dude to like light up a scoreboard. And that's not what it's not gonna take someone going dumb low to win the US Open. After 4 rounds, you're gonna find maybe one or
It's
two
somebody
guys
who's
kind of
consistent.
shoots it low. But exactly. I think Colin can like no matter what the conditions, Colin can carve out a 2 under
Right.
in any condition because of like how patient he plays and how
Yeah.
controlled.
I mean, you're
He's going
just
to find
looking
himself
for
in
a guy
position
who's
A.
going to shoot even.
Yeah.
If I
Side
had to
note,
pick a
side note
dark,
bet. If I do want to hear your dark horse, but do you think the winning score is above par or below par?
I hope it's above.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I love seeing
That
above.
would be sick.
Um,
That would be crazy, dude. We haven't seen that
I
in a
mean,
while.
I just love seeing struggle. Like, you'd never
Yeah.
see the guys struggle. Like, is it cool to see Scottie shoot 35 under or some shit? Yeah, it's cool, but I see
Kinda,
that.
yeah.
I see 12, anywhere from 10 to 20 under every week, and they're just birdieing everything. I want to see
Yeah.
some struggle. I want to see people getting pissed
Grinding.
off at putts and just having to, like, focus.
I want to see Siwoo Kim lighten up a cig on hole 8.
I want to see him smoke a pack.
Yeah. I want to see Brooks Koepka check into the liquor store and grab another pack of ultras because
After
he missed
9.
a fucking cut.
After 9 holes.
Yeah, the way John Daly would do it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm down. I am down for that.
If I had to take a dark horse, let's go like Tommy Fleetwood. He's been playing well lately.
Tommy Fleetwood for the U.S. Open. Has
Yeah.
he won on tour before?
I think he's won on tour, but I don't think he's ever won a major. He may not have
Has
won
he?
on tour.
I don't think Tommy's.
Speaking of winning
Cheers, by
on
the way.
tour, cheers. Fun Tiger fact of the
Listening.
week. How many consecutive holes in tournament play, PGA Tour tournament play, has Tiger Woods gone without making a bogey?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna guess it's got to be like
We know what season it's from.
51 consecutive holes,
Almost
like
times
just shy of.
two.
He went no bogey for
110
6
holes.
rounds.
110 holes.
Dude, wait. He actually went bogey free for 6 straight rounds.
So
And then the second hole of his 4th round.
Tiger
Oh
Woods
my God.
bogey free streak. All right, so you got it right here.
114.
Before Coe
Oh,
reached
110,
114 holes, the longest known bogey free streak on the World Golf Tours was 110 holes by Tiger Woods in his historic PGA Tour season, 2000. That's the year he won 3 consecutive majors and left his competitors in the dust. Woods' 110-hole streak comprised the final 51 holes of Canadian Open and the first 59 of the National Car Rental at Disney World.
Just for easy math for those listeners that aren't drinking, 18 holes, 1 round, 3 rounds is 54 holes. He did it for 110. That's 6 rounds straight, plus 2 holes.
That is incredible.
That's insane. I wonder what hole is the one who did it. What gave him the
Oh,
bogey?
right?
It was
Watch,
probably
it's
a
probably
fucking
just
major.
something dumb.
Yeah, it's probably
Um,
hole 7 at a.
I mean, could
at
you
a
just
pe-
imagine?
pebble.
Could you just
ton of-
imagine 110 holes without a bogey? That kind of
Dude, I
brings in
cannot.
that kind of brings in perspective. You remember the hypothetical you had to play Tiger in the year of 2000, 2001, and if you beat him on a hole, if you
Yeah.
didn't, that kind of puts in
Yeah,
perspective.
you never play golf
My
again.
man went 110
If you caught him during that
holes.
stretch,
If you caught
you're
him
not
on a
playing golf
day,
ever
because
again.
everybody's like, oh, well, he's going to make a bogey and I'm going to make a par. Brother,
You say that mockingly. You literally said he's gonna make a bogey and I'm gonna make a par.
I mean, give me 72 holes. I'll get him. I'll get him one of them. I'm going to birdie a hole that he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that
Oh,
is
that is
hilarious.
wild.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your edition of this fucking episode of the 19th hole. Cheers, brother. We absolutely
Cheers,
crushed.
buddy.
We're back. The boys are absolutely buzzing. Chuggerton's on your way out.
I had something to chug the last little bit.
Wow. Like and subscribe. We love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Comment down below what you guys want to see or what you guys want to talk about. If you agree, if you disagree, think Scrattie's a moron or if you think Yuta's a moron, it's up to you, dude. You fucking tell us.
You tell
We're
us.
both morons. We'll fucking see you.
Peace.